Words often misspelled. You need to focus on the spellings of the words here, okay? The word argument. The word argument. This spelling is misspelled, this spelling is wrong. Meanwhile, the correct spelling for the argument is this argument. Just focus on the right spelling, just focus on the correct spelling, okay? Accommodate. Accommodate considered 2M in the spelling. Acquit. ACQIT is the squid, is acquit, correct spelling. Believe. IEVE, not EIVE. Some, but the correct spelling for the believe is BELIEVE. It's very easy. Okay, business. Calendar with the A. Category. Ceiling. Changeable. You just need to focus on the spellings here. Colleagues. Comparison. Commission. Commission considered two. Commission considers double M and double S in its spelling. Committed as well, double M and double T. Compel. Definitely. Desperate. Just read the spelling. Wait for a minute. Disastrous. Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. Environment. Environment. Fascinating. This one is the wrong spelling. Fascinate considered S and C both in its spelling. Fluorescent. Only focus on the correct spelling. Exceed. Exceed. Fulfill. This one is the American fulfill. Guarantee. Guarantee. Humorous. Humorous. Imitate. Sorry. This one. Imitate. Please turn off your mic. Rohai Ashwin, please turn off your mic. I'm asking something. Hey, excuse me, Rohai Ashwin, please turn off your mic.
Okay.
Thank you. Immediately, immediately, independent, independent, judgment, judgment. Usually we write, usually we write judgment like this, like judge and meant. No, but the judgment, the spelling judgment doesn't consider E after G. License, license, millennium, millennium, mi- minuscule, minuscule, mischievous, mischievous, mysterious, mysterious, noticeable, noticeable, occasion, occasion, occurrence, occurrence, perceive, 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 not Ciev. Plagiarize, privilege, cautionary, cautionary, repetition, repetition, separate, separate, truly, truly, underrate, underrate, upholstery, upholstery, vacuum, warranty, and weird, and weird. These are the spellings which we usually misspell while writing. So we need to focus on that whatever we are writing it correctly. In business as well, in business communication, it is important to write each and every word correctly. Whenever you in future you may become manager, you may become the CEO of some business, so in that place you need to write any kind of application, any kind of uh, other stuff notice, so you need to focus on these kind of words, these and many other words which we usually misspelled. And one more thing, we should not use any kind of abbreviation in writing uh, the notice, the application, or any kind of letter. And with this unit is complete. Now we have left with the last block of this subject. I'm going to present you the subject material. This is a small block, okay, but we will read this block thoroughly. We will read this block thoroughly. This is the last block, and this unit is the second last unit of this subject. It considered voicemail, video conferencing, and conference fails. So let's start. In this era of globalization, information technology is playing a very important role in bringing different stakeholders in the corporate sector closer. A number of such devices have been developed through which a person can take to several persons at a time. Not only this, they can do video chat, they can see each other while talking. Thus, conference calls, video conferencing, voicemail, etc., have become an integral part of secretariat of an organization. These facilities not only enhance the efficiency of the office person but also give fillip to business transactions. In the view of this, it is imperative to be familiar with these modern devices and know the nuance involved therein. In this unit, you will read about these techniques in detail. So, what are the first thing? The first reading is conference calls. Conference calls. Conference call, as you know, when you talk to your best friend or when you talk to a single person, then that that call is considered as a call. Okay, you're just talking to one person at a time. But when you add more than one person, when you add more than one person over a call and talk to several person at a time, that is known as a conference call. You can do a video conference call as well, or an audio conference call as well. And if we consider this class, then it is a video conference call. It is an video conference call. It is an example of video conference call. So let's read from here. A telephone call is which a person can talk to several people at the time is called a conference call. It is of two types. A person talks and other called people listens only. It is of type. Either a person talks and other called people listen only. On the other called participant can also speak. Means if other persons have also right to take part in speaking while that conference call is going, then this is the second type of conference call. For conference call, a specialized service provider is involved who maintains the conference bridge or who provides the phone numbers and the pin codes that participants dial to join the conference call. It is possible to record question and answer details and also to meeting a particular participant. In business enterprises, it has become common to talk to the remote parties, both internally and outside the company, through conference call. It is used for client meeting, sales presentations, team meetings, project presentations, and updates. It makes workers more productive as they are not required to go out the offices for meeting. Now suppose how helpful these conference calls are. If you have and if you are running an multinational company, if you have business over your territory, okay, not inside your territory of a nation but outside the territorial boundaries of a nation, then you need a conference then you need to do a conference call to each branch which is situated outside your country or also situated in different areas of your countries too. And if you want to give a message to each branch which is situated inside or outside of a country at once, then it is very helpful for you to do a conference call. So it is helpful for a business. Before we make a conference call, it is important to keep certain important factors in mind. These includes having clear agenda, appropriate technical setup, conference call etiquette, and so on. What are the agenda? Let's read first the agendas. Have an agenda that includes goal. What is your goal of doing a conference call that should be clear in your mind or on paper. Have an agenda that includes goal, participant expectations, and timing if appropriate. An hour on a teleconference generally cannot accomplish quite as much as an hour to face interaction. So it is important to plan accordingly. If you expect active participation from all participants, consider the impact of volume of comments on time available when determining the numbers of agenda items. On a 10-person call with the expectations that everyone connects on each agenda item and their comments range from 1 to 3 minutes, that means you can accommodate 1 to 2 agenda items in an hour. 1 to 2 agenda items in an hour. Decide on roles of each participant plays. Decide on the roles of each participant plays. The meeting chair doesn't have to be the same person who is looking after the call facilitations duty. Ask participants to review the agenda prior to the call. If a critical issue is to be discussed, consider scheduling short phone segments. It is hard to stay on the phone for a full day. So, these are some agendas for the conferencing calls. Now, we will read about the technical setup we need to make for conference calls. Send all participants the dial in number and passcode if any needed. Means in our case, when we are doing this video conferencing, we both have a link through which we meet. Okay, we just click on that link and you come here. You come here by this link for this portal, and I also join you guys here on this portal by using that link. So we have the same link for the video conference, and it goes same for the conferencing course. Send all participants the dial-in number and the passcodes if any needed. Be clear to the participant if you are offering a toll-free number or if they are responsible for long distance hosts. With international groups, make sure your number includes the international country code. Have a backup plan for potential technology failure. Consider arrangements for hearing impaired participants, ITYS, simultaneous transcription in a chat room, etc. These things you can consider for hearing impaired participants. Scheduling and preparation. First point, consider participant availability just as you would for any other meeting. Just as you would for any other meeting. Consider time zones when scheduling. Communicate local time and how to calculate local time when sending meeting announcement. So, tell me what is the time in your country right now? What time it is in your country?
12:51.
It is 1:21.
12, 12:51.
I'm unable to hear you. Please write it down.
9:51. 9 minutes.
Only one. One by one. Turn off your mics. Write it down. So consider time zones when scheduling. Communicate local time or how to calculate local time when sending meeting announcement. Distribute supporting document files well before the calls start. Inform participants if they have if they have to have a file or website open on their computer desktop. Okay, it is 12:52 in Nigeria, and in India at my place it is 5:22 p.m. 5:22 p.m. It's evening. So it is the time gap we are facing. But we have informed about our time for this video conferencing call so that we can communicate accordingly. So considering the time zones when scheduling, distribute supporting documents files well before the call starts. As you can see in our video conferencing, I have shared this study material with you guys. Okay, so we have supported, this is our support material or the documents, and before the call starts I have shared it, before our class start I have shared it. So inform participant if they have to have a file or website open on their computer or desktop. Have an attendance list with name, email, and phone number in case you need to contact an individual before, during, or after the call. So these are the scheduling and preparation. You all from Nigeria?
No, ma. Some, I think we are 2 to 3 in numbers. We are in Nigeria,
Oh,
but some there is some other countries.
okay, okay. Starting the call and facilitating it. Now the next step is starting the call and facilitating it. As a facilitator, it is helpful to log on early and be the first online 5 to 15 minutes. Means being as a being a teacher or being a facilitator, we need to enter the class 5 to 15 minutes ago. And if you become manager or you work in MNCs in future, then you need to log in 5 to 15 minutes early. If there's a big day for you, if there is a conference call in your office, greet and know who is online. If appropriate, ask early arrivals to greet subsequent arrivals as a team building activity. Establish the protocol of announcing one's name when taking a turn speaking. Means whoever is speaking, we need to announce their name first. Find out if there are any individual time concentrates just like this. I have to leave early and adjust accordingly. This is particularly important if you need the input or participation of the person leaving early to achieve the goal of the call. If the group gets off the agenda, refocus but take note of the side issue for later attention. Break up long stretches of one speaker. When appropriate, go around to circle for inclusive participation. Means we need to provide platform to each and everyone so they can also participate in the conference call. Other participants can also perform. Considered Consider breakout sessions where pairs get off the main call each other, interact and call back onto the phone bridge. For decision-making process, restate or repeat key issues. For decision-making process, restate or repeat key issues. If your participants can be online at the same time they are on the phone, consider web based collaboration tools to create shared electronic notes, flip charts, etc. Sometimes allowing side chats, or chat breakouts can increase participant engagement. Generally, the larger the group, the more direct your facilitation needs to be keep a small number of people from dominating the call. During the call, stop and ask for feedback. Share leadership duties to help less engaged people become more involved in the call. Ask individuals to lead sections of the agenda. Assign people different roles: note taker, timekeeper, keeper of unanswered question, and etc. These are some starting the call, the points you need to consider while performing a conference call. Now we will read some call etiquettes. General call etiquette: call from a quiet location. Always call from a quiet. If you use a cell phone, put on mute when not talking. Avoid speakerphones, or if using speakerphones, use the mute button. Use quality headsets for good sound quality. Use quality headset for good sound quality. Avoid low quality cordless phones as they sometimes create a buzzing background sound. Your device must be appropriate. So avoid paper rustling. Caution with multitasking. Some is unavoidable, but remind people about attention and occasionally call on participants who are silent if they have anything to say. Anyone who is leaving or returning must announce. Anyone who is leaving or returning must announce. On long calls, offer breaks and quick stretches. Remember, we are more than just ears. Speak clearly, slow down if you are a fast talker. Be aware of the impact of accent and slow down accordingly. Be enthusiastic and use a tone appropriate to the group. The first impression is important. This is the most important point. Like, we always need to speak slow in front of others because we do not know, we are not aware of their accent and their pace of getting the language. So we just need to go slow so that we sound clearly to that person. Now we will know about some interactive techniques. Brainstorming. Brainstorming means, in this technique we just write a word, and other person, the person or the participant will provide us the answers relating to that topic or that word, means whatever coming in their mind. In this technique, you ask participants to note down others' contribution to a brainstorm. After the brainstorming period is done, ask people to comment on the words people choose to express their ideas. Help the group look for convergence and divergence around the creative process. Brainstorming is one technique which helps in creative process. It is related to creativity. It boosts creativity. Brainstorming boosts creativity. Telephone breakout techniques. Pair a participant in advance and share a phone list during the call. Assign a task to the pairs. Have the pairs get off the main call and work for 10 minutes and return to the main number at a stated time to report, debrief the activity. Just three words. Phone comments can drag on, especially for large groups. The technique is to do a round of comments from everyone on the call with a constraint that they can only use three words in their response. So, the just three words technique. For example, at the end of the call, you might say, what three words describe your experience of today's call? The note from these experience can be later reviewed and observed for similarities, differences, and the patterns. The clock. The clock can be used on conference calls to help people get and keep a sense of place and participation in a disembodied conference call. It can be used with structured online chats as well. Ask everyone to draw a circle on a piece of paper and mark the hours like a clock. Then each person is assigned a spot on the clock as they join the group. So the first person is 1 o'clock, the second 2, etc. If there are more than 12, starts adding 1:30, 2:30, etc. Use this initially to create speaking sequence for introduction and then use it to ensure that everyone speaks. Participants can make notations by names and use it as a visual tool to match name voice inputs. If you are doing multiple rounds of speaking, vary and the starting position on the clock means whoever person is coming first in the conference call, that person will be given the preference to talk first. Location maps. Location maps for widely distributed groups that meet regularly, create a map with picture of the participants near their location on the map. Distribute to the group or publish on a web page. Side conversations. If someone wants to comment directly to a previous speaker, they can use that person's name to focus their attention. Supriya. Here is an example. Supriya, I'm not sure I agree with that approach. Closing. Take minutes and use for follow up. Distribute them as soon as possible after the meeting and highlight the follow up setups and responsibilities. Recap meeting or the next step as appropriate. Offer opportunity for final closing comments and the call promptly and clearly. So these are some techniques, interactive techniques. Now we have learned about the conference call. Now we're going to learn about the video conferencing. Video conferencing. A video conference is form of telecommunication. The example I have given you before, these are related to the video conferencing. A video conference is a form of telecommunication which simultaneously allows two or more locations to interact via two-way audiovisual transmissions. It helps people sitting at different sites to come together for a meeting. This meeting may be between two people, each in his or her private office, or it may involve several sites with more than one person in large room at a different sites. These sites may be anywhere in the world. It helps share not just ideas in discussion but also documents and information displayed on the computer or on a whiteboard. So the thing we are doing, the meeting we are doing is an example, is a complete example of video conferencing. The need for planning. The need for planning. Some amount of planning needs to be done for a video conferencing. Though there is nothing really complicated about it, and it would generally take the same amount of time as it would for a face to face meeting or a telephone conversation. Some key things to note are given below. Make a note of the number of people and location participating in the video conference. Make an agenda to circulate among all the participants before the meeting. Mail this to all other sites too. What's our agenda? What's our agenda? What's this agenda of this meeting? Anyone would like to tell? What is the agenda of this meeting? It is an
Now, the agenda of this meeting is to acquire knowledge between us.
it's an educational meeting. It's an
Yeah,
educational meeting. The agenda for this meeting is to take lessons. Take lessons. Take
yeah, yeah,
classes
yeah.
to complete the syllabus. These are the agendas for this meeting. See that lighting is appropriate. Diffused lighting is preferred so that light is evenly distributed and shadows are minimized. Draw drapes or blinds to cover windows. Ensure that chair placements are such that all participants are visible in the camera's field of view. A U or V shaped arrangement facing the camera is usually the most suitable. It is advisable for participants to wear neutral color as bright colors and complex pattern can be distracting. Call each location 15 to 19 minutes prior to the scheduled start time to make sure you are all connected. Do a test call before the meeting to ensure that lighting, chair placement, and microphones placement are all optimal. See that all participants are seated before the session begins to avoid going in and out during the call. Going in and out during the call. During the call. Things you need to consider during the call. While in a video conference, as in any meeting, avoid side talking, walking in and out of the room, typing, or doing any other work that distracts or causes sound disturbance. Whenever you turn on your mic, I always say, please turn it off, please turn it off. Why I do so? Because it creates a disturbance in the class. The sound from your side, sometimes it's come from my side as well. but that sound created disturbance in the class. That's why. And here is the example. You can read it. If more than two sides are participating, it is advisable that sides that are not talking mute their microphones so as to minimize disruption due to noise. This is the exact point. Remember that there is a short time delay in video conferencing. This is why it is important to leave a longer pause between two speakers than in a face to face or telephonic conversation. Wait till the other person has clearly finished before you continue the conversation, because it creates an hindrance, it creates a confusion. The person who is hearing is not able to understand any of side. Always make a verbal response as a visual ones, like nodding or shaking the head may go unnoticed. We have done the video conferencing. Now coming to the reading number third, which is voicemail and answering machine. Voicemail and answering machine. The advantages of voicemail. Often, when you call somebody, you may hear a recorded voice informing you of the person's inability to take your call and asking you to leave your message after a beep, after a beep sound. This is what we call the voicemail service. Though in some cases it may still be an old answering machine, while earlier people used only the answering machine to leave a message. The voicemail, which is far more sophisticated and with many more functions, is fast replacing the traditional answering machines. Basically, whereas the user had to be physically present near the machine to retrieve the message from the answering machine, the voicemail allows you to listen to your message from anywhere using a central number that lets you access your account. Voicemail offers many communication advantages over the answering machine. Apart from the ability for users to check their message remotely, voicemail users can easily save, delete, and archive messages again using simple keypad entries. Voicemail system often also incorporate caller ID features such as the number from which the message originated as well as the date and the time of the call. In some cases, users can then choose to instantly reply to a message, especially if the person who left the message has a voicemail box on the same system as the recipient. Do you guys have voicemail facility? You guys use voicemail facility while calling to someone generally? Do you? I'm asking something. Do you guys generally use voicemail facility whenever you call a person and that person is not receiving your call? Is it available in your country?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you guys are well aware. You guys are well aware of voicemail system. This needs no more deep explanation. Generally, in my country, we do not use voicemail facility in general. Leaving a voicemail message is a simple task. Just remember to keep it short and succinct. Be prepared to leave a message. Do not fumble, stutter, or repeat unnecessarily, and speak clearly. Leave out the parts that are not so important. They can be brought up when you have the opportunity to speak to the concerned person. These are some advantages of having a voicemail facility. Now, listening, dealing with the voicemail. Listening and the dealing with the voicemail. Reading third outlines some points to keep in mind while leaving a voicemail message. You now have the opportunity to practice these with the following two exercises, one of which requires you to assess messages left and the other needs you to prepare your own. Listen to two voicemail messages from the audio recording reproduced below and do a comparative evaluation based on the qualities they should have as outlined in the reading passage above. Add any more that you might think of. Which of the two voicemails, according to you, has these and which doesn't? Okay, let's read two voicemails. First voicemail, listening number one. A salesperson calling a management consultant. The person speaking doesn't sound very confident and pauses a lot. Hello, Mr. Dua. This is Ravi Khare. I am senior consultant with PowerSoft. We are India's largest provider for audio, web, and video conferencing service. We have several multinational clients and also have a presence in several Western countries. I, uh, I basically wanted to introduce myself to you. Please call me when you have some time. I would like to discuss with you regarding your video conference because I have some ideas which I am sure you would like to use. So, my number is this. Once again, this is Ravi Khare from PowerSoft. You can also check out our website www.powersoft.com. I will look forward to hearing from you. This is the listening first, voicemail first. Now read second voicemail. Another salesperson calling the same management consultant. The person speaks clearly and confidently. Hello, Mr. Dua. This is Lalit Kumar from Telecom Service. We are a US based web and video conferencing concern. Sir, I have learned that your consultations are chiefly over teleconferences. I would like to discuss a few ideas for this that we have used very successfully with some of our corporate clients. I could come over and meet you at any time that is convenient for you. My number is this. I will try getting back to you again later as well. So you can compare both the voicemails. You can compare both the voicemails. And now we will evaluate a comparative evaluation for both the voicemails. The first message is longer than it should be, with unnecessary repetitions. The second one is short and to the points. See, repeating things. Please call me if you have some time. I would like to discuss with you regarding your video conference because I have some ideas. Mike, sir. Please turn off your mic. Thank you. The speaker is not here. Second one. The speaker is not here to sell himself, herself, but the product. So the person in the first need to have given his designation. It unnecessarily increase the length of the message and sounds as if he's showing off or trying to impress the listener. The same goes for the information about his firms being the largest provider in India. Means they are proud of that and showing off. The person in second only says that it is a multinational company. Both refer to his video conferencing needs, so both seem to have done some homework on the client. Client number two, but the speaker second states this much more clearly. Fifth point, the person number first fumbles and repeat himself, whereas the one in second speaks clearly and confidently. It seems the speaker in first is more concerned about talking about his firm, whereas the one in second is more concerned about fulfilling the client's need. His manager is clearly client centric as opposed to first, which centers around his own firm. Is it clear till here? Is it clear till here?
Yeah.
Our next topic is visual aids. So yes, visual aids are the items that are displayed during a presentation to emphasize a particular point or event. Right now, your visual aid is this book. This study material is your visual aid. Right now, the visual aid for this meeting is this study material which I have presented to you. So, for example, the marketing personnel of a company gives you a presentation to management about the performance of their product versus similar product of other manufacturers in the market. If he simply speaks about the relative sales of the products, it will not be so impressive. But if he or she displays a bar diagram showing relative sales of the product, it will make his point more eye catching and impressive. More eye catching and impressive. You can see this chart, bar graph. So, thus, visual aids are often used to emphasize specific features to make audience understand a point more clearly, to create curiosity and enthusiasm so that it leaves a lasting impression on the audience. Visual aids are of different types, such as graphs, charts, photographs, line sketches, video clips, etc. If those video clips have the audio sound as well, then it will be considered as audio visual aids. But it will be considered audio visual aid. The selection of a particular type of visual aids depends on the purpose. Earlier, overhead projectors or slide projectors were used for the presentation which had very little possibility of displaying visual aids. But now, PPT, PowerPoint developed by Microsoft, has become the most common way of presentation, and it has unlimited possibilities of including visual aids in the presentation. The visual aids are used to make a point memorable, summarize the result, make the audience understand a point more easily, highlight certain events or effects, arouse the interest of the audience about a certain topic. Different types of visual aids. Presentation software, as mentioned earlier, the PPT is most commonly used software for the presentation. It incorporates various features such as different types and size of fonts, animation, color combinations, background shades, and etc., which you perform or which you prepare a PowerPoint presentation for the meeting held in your company. So the presentation software. Second one is educational poster. Presentation through posters and flip charts is also quite common. Particularly in big conferences, a poster can be made attractive by using different colors for different themes. Graphs, bar diagrams, and small photographs can be shown on the posters. Here is the sample of a poster. You can see educational infographics. This is similar to poster, but different things are presented in the forms of graph, photograph, etc., and text is avoided. Here the text is avoided. This is the sample of infographic. How to save money. How to save money. Food, car, house, health, these are your savings, and these you can clearly see from this chart that here your savings are present, and we have a connection on food, and it is connected to car EMI as well, house loan, house EMI, health, the money we spent on our health, shopping, taxes, credits, phones, and etc. And these are the methods and how we can save money from phones, credit, taxes, shopping, food, cars, house, and health. Flip charts. A flip chart is a large pad of paper or stand. It is a low cost, low tech solution of recording, interactive meeting, and brainstorming section. Flip charts are ideal for collecting ideas and responses from the audiences. Whiteboard. White or black boards or the green board have been conventional support for explaining sequence of ideas and routines. Generally, they are presented in the meetings. Paper handouts. Handouts are also used for passing out the findings. However, it must be decided judiciously where handouts are to be passed around during the talk. Given too early may cause distraction, are given too late may not be useful, as by that time audience might have taken unnecessary notes. Video clips. I don't think so it is needed to explain video clips. Artifacts or props. Steward in the aeroplane uses artifacts to explain the safety precautions. Thus, a particular point can be more elaborated, explained with the help of artifacts or props. Here is the example or the sample of artifact of brain. This is the artifact of brain, how our brain is situated under our head, under our skull. Here, this unit comes to an end. Now, the last unit of this subject is unit number 19, preparing for the job market. Preparing for the job market. Let's read from here. During the last stages of the studies, one start looking for a suitable job with the hope that his or her handwork will eventually pay off. However, due to various reasons, job opportunities in current situation are much reduced with the result that the competition has become very tough. Competition has become very tough. There are many stages before one may succeed in getting a job of a satisfactory work profile. These stages include initial preparation, evaluation of the advertisement, preparation of the application, uploading a curriculum vitae means the CV or resume, honing the skills of for passing personal interview, etc. In this chain of activities, every stage has some crucial points which one should try to understand and adapt to enhance the changes of success. Let's read about these stages. First one is initial preparation. First one is initial preparations. It is always better to start making initial preparation for facing job market while there is still about a year for completion of your studies. Before choosing a particular sector, think about your strengths and weakness. Think about your strengths and the weakness. Think about what makes you unique, what type of experience or perseverance you have, which puts you your head and shoulder above the rest. Have you held leadership position during graduation? Thomas J. Starker commented this. Hiring committees know that such graduate student leader usually stand out and don't underestimate yourself. Don't think committee members won't know how hard some of those minor accomplishments were. So the initial preparation is must. Some of the initial preparations are writing a cover letter, writing a cover letter for yourself, browsing the websites of companies, governments, and academia for placements, and looking into the advertisement in the newspaper and chronicles, updating the CV, updating your CV, request for recommendations letter. These are the things you need to prepare first. Second one is evaluation of the job advertisement. Evaluation of the job advertisement. The first step in preparing a job market is to look for the advertisement. Means you're looking for the advertisement from the company side that this post is vacant. There is a room for that person or that particular category of person. So which apparently offers the job you were looking for. But it is not wise to apply for every job openly without evaluating the advertisement for certain aspect, which in long run may turn out to be more important for your personal peace, growth, satisfaction than merely getting the emolument. Emolument. First, key points you should consider before applying in any company, before applying to any job advertisement. Minimum qualification. What minimum qualification criteria they have set it? This part of the advertisement is most important. Read it very carefully. If you have desired degree or expect to get it soon, apply, otherwise not. Otherwise not. Preferred qualifications. People ask Sometimes the companies ask for preferred qualification. In many advertisements, beside the academia degree, some additional preferred qualification are also desired, which depends on the nature of the job. For example, if it is a job of data analyst, the preferred qualification may be knowing of coding, to be well versed with the computer application to be well versed with the computer application. So some qualifications are preferred. In the preferred qualification, suppose in this situation, you know the coding and computer application thing, but your friend who have the same minimum qualification for the job doesn't know anything about the coding and computer application. In that case, you will be given preference over that person. You will be given preference for the job over your friend. So that's how preferred qualifications work. The company profile. Most of the reputed companies, nations as well as international, have their website where company profile is given. Read about us page where company mission details of its operation are given. Here you can find glimpse of company's work culture, type of people working there, and the hierarchy. If it will help you understand whether you can fit in there or not. Nature of duties and responsibility you have to perform when you get indulged in a job. If given in the ad, the read the duties and responsibility of the job and evaluate whether you are prepared to take up these responsibility. Are you working hours fixed? Does the ad mention about the duties and shifts? Are you prepared to work in second or third shift or even on the weekends? Future prospects. It is better to get yourself acquainted with the future prospects in the company. Is it a one cadre post, or there are prospects of promotion to higher cadres, although through international promotion? If you are stagnant at the present post and the post offered in the ad is of the higher cadre, you may apply provided other aspects as described above suit you. Compensation packages and sundry benefits. What benefits other than your salary you are getting? What compensation packages you will be getting other than your salary? Read the compensation packages and other benefits such as medical reimbursement, paid vacations, etc. What is the retirement age pension scheme of that company? Nature of the job. Either your job is full time, part time, or the contract. Are you willing to accept a job on a contract basis? Is it a full time regular job or a part time job? After knowing all these details about the job advertisement, you decide to apply. It is the sample of job advertisement. This is the name of the company. Here they have shown this joining hands. We are hiring web developer, BGM developer, content writers, Python developers, social media executives, and qualification for all of them must be written somewhere else. Okay, in the prospectus. And here they have shown you the email ID and the number from where you can apply. This is an example of job advertisement. Preparation of the application letter. Preparation of the application letter. Usually, the employees prefer to receive an application letter in response to the advertisement because it reveals glimpse of the personality of that applicant to some extent. On the other hand, a resume outlines the skill experience only. Only it is said that the first impression is the last impression. Through a nicely written application letter, the applicant has the chance to create his or her positive image. A job application letter is the first document that reveals your interest in the job. It highlights the reason for applying for the job in a short and crisp manner. It is accompanied by the resume. These days, it is usually written as email, and the resume is sent as an attachment file along with your degrees. For writing a good application, it is helpful to following some subject steps. First one is subject. The second line in the email is subject. In the line, write to the point, brief and a catchy line. For an example, you can read it from here. Application for the marketing manager means you are just providing the information to that person you are sending a mail to, that this mail is related for the job application. Job application for data analyst. If the subject line is vague, it may end in the trash one. Salutation. Salutation like dear Mr., dear Miss with surname. If the name is not known, use dear sir or madam. First paragraph. Mention the job you are applying for and how you came to know about this. Through the advertisement or personal references. In case of advertisement, give its no date and name of paper of name of the portal. Example: this is with reference to the vacancy for the role of marketing manager as posted on your website or advertised in this dash, means advertised, maybe that is advertised in a newspaper, this newspaper on that day. If you came to know about the vacancy through reference, give his or her name with designation. Second paragraph. In the second paragraph, it is for your highlight briefly about your skills, achievements, experiences relevant to the job. Let's take an example for the same. I completed M.Com in Accounts and Finance from Indira Gandhi National Open University (IGNOU) in year 2020 and received gold medal for securing first rank. I have 3 years experience as marketing assistant at uh, a MOOC company at a company. After going through your ad, I feel that my skills and experience are compatible with your expectations and I'm sure to be able to contribute positively to your business. In a sentence or two, mention what excites you most about the company. That's it. Just do not exaggerate. Just write to the point. Last paragraph. In this paragraph, you express politely your eagerness to meet the hiring officer personally and thank him or her for receiving your application. I appreciate the time you have taken out to go through my application letter. I shall enjoy meeting you personally and discuss further details. Sign off with thanks and regards or sincerely, followed by your full name and contact details below your name. Some tips for the job application letters: keep it concise and polite. Proofreading means reread before sending it to your concerned mail or concerned person, hiring officer. Apply well in time. You need to apply for the job before the time, before the deadline. Emphasize your skills and abilities. Stress on your skills and abilities, but briefly. Do not copy paste. Do not copy paste. The letter should be prepared in originality because copy pasting from other document creeps in errors often. Mention contact detail. Mention contact detail. Do not forget to give your contact details such as mobile number, email ID at the end. We will read this sample of job application to understand it clearly and deeply. Subject: Application for graphic designer. Dear Dear Miss XYZ, I came to know about a vacancy of graphic designer through a member of your team, Mr. Dash, Senior Assistant. I completed my post graduation diploma in graphic design from Dash, means the university name, from IGNU in 2017 and received gold medal for securing first rank. I have 3-year experience as a graphic designer at the company's name you are working at. During my studies, I represented my college in All India competition for the retail website development held at Chennai on 2nd January 2017 and won the trophy. I also designed the current logo of my college. I am highly fascinated by the new concept of digital designing by your company in the corporate sector and have a passion to work in your team. I am confident to have skills and abilities to contribute positively. Please refer to my resume for detailed information. I express my appreciation for the time you have taken out to go through my application and would be happy to meet you personally to explain my concepts and imaginations. Sincerely yours, your name, mobile number, email ID, and the date you are writing this mail to that person. That's how a application looks like. Now, moving forward, writing a curriculum vitae, the CV, is a Latin word. CV is a Latin word, means course of life, means course of life. It is a concise document which includes applicants' educational qualifications, professional skills, proficiency, and experiences. The purpose of CV is to show applicants' ability to do the job efficiently. A shorter version of CV is known as resume. A shorter version of CV is known as resume. Normally, resume is a one-page summary of the qualification and work experiences, whereas CV is a longer document of 3 to 4 pages, including qualification, work experiences, publication names of referees, etc. Thus, the resume is formatted for the purpose of specific job one is applying for, whereas CV is a comprehensive overview of one's achievement. CV is a comprehensive overview of one's achievement. The sequence of subheadings in CV should be as follows: name and contact detail first, technical skills first, professional experience, qualifications, then the achievements, the referees, the interest. Now we will read what each of these points consider in the name and contact details. It considers first name and family name, mobile number, email address, home address with PIN code. It may also include professional website and YouTube link if you have one, or nowadays the link. LinkedIn link. Technical skills. It includes the skills in the CV should match the skills wanted in the job advertisement. Example of writing technical skill in CV. Skill for public relation officers. C. If you are applying for a public relation officer job, so your skill should be like this. During 2016 and 2018, demonstrated efficient communication skill to conceive the customers about the benefits of health insurance policy. Skills for graphic designer job, developed current website of the country and designed the current logo of my college, used in infographic, digital painting and design, networking for number of projects. If you are applying for a teaching job, then your skill must have been like classroom management, good communication skills, and teaching interactive ways. These are the skills related to teaching profession. Now the professional experiences. It should include the following: job titles, start date and the end date, name of the employer, and the location where you have worked. Like for marketing manager, from June 2019 to Feb 2020, marketing assistant at Air Conditioners Limited, New Delhi, succeeded in boosting the else by 30% within a year. Gaps in the work history. If there are gaps when you were not on paid work, try to show these gaps for acquiring additional skills such as planning, hospitality and budgeting, etc. Qualifications. In this section, following qualifications should be included: school qualification with the subject and grades, graduation and post graduation qualification with subject and grades, certificate and diploma, short work related courses, work related training, conference, workshop, and research paper if presented, online course if any. Achievements, awards, and commendation, important contribution to the companies where you worked before. Referees, some employees want only names of the referees whom they contact themselves, but others want their recommendation letters attached. It is better to have any of the following as your referee, like a teacher or principal, former employee, a renewed person in your field. Following details of the referee should be given, like the first and their last name, their current position, mobile number, email ID. The potential referees should be informed about including their names in your CV and name of the organization you have applied to. For so that if the company do a cross check with these referees, they know that they are expecting a call from that concerned company or the organization. Interest. It is an optional and should be given only your interests are relevant to the job and or may attract attention of the employer. Interests such as leadership skills, community work, etc. may be given, but hobbies like watching TV, going out with friends, shopping, etc. should be avoided. We should not use writing our hobby in our CVs or resume. We should avoid writing these. Following should not be included in the CV: a photograph, date of birth and the age, marital status and religion, fancy font and design, work experience or interest not relevant to the job, wrong details of work experience, a funny email address. A funny email address. Now we will read this sample of CV. It start from here. CV sample. Ramesh Chandra Gupta, the name of the person. Software engineer. This is the address, the pin code, their phone number, and their respective email ID. The technical skills. Senior programmer with high skills in C++ language, Oracle, Java, developed successfully several apps useful in social activities. Professional experience. Internship data analysis at XYZ IT company, Bengaluru. 2016 to 2018, group leader for the data analyst at Dash Private Limited, Jaipur, developed a new analytics system that increased efficiency 2 times. The qualification BTech in Computer Science from XYZ Technical University, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Advanced Diploma in Oracle. Completed 6 months training in data analysis in retail business. The achievement of that person presented a paper on new app for retail in a national conference and received gold medal for best presentation. The referees Professor Dash, Department of Computer Science, XYZ Technical University, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Their mobile number and their email ID must be mentioned here. The second person, the second referee, Mr. Dash, Head Data Analyst Division, XYZ Private Limited, Jaipur, mobile number this and email ID this. That's how it works. This is an example of CV as well. Now, coming to this point, preparation for the personal interview. After writing a CV, now you need to prepare for the personal interview. When the hiring officer calls you, you need to give a personal interview that person to that person. Now, the first thing you need to consider is select a proper outfit. Select a formal outfit. A properly dressed candidate creates a positive impression on the selection committee. After selecting your outfit, make sure that it is cleaned and pressed and you have an appropriate accessories and shoes to go with it. Black shoes are considered appropriate for the interview. It should not be like that you're going for an interview to a company in shorts. No, you should wear the formal clothes when you are going for a personal interview. You should be in your proper outfit. Second, greetings to your interviewer. As soon as you enter the room, greet your interviewer with a sweet smile. Doing this with proper etiquette and warmth will set the things going in the right manner. Third one, read your CV. Whatever you have written in your CV, read it thoroughly and carefully, 2 to 3 times. Keep a few printed copies of your CV handy in case a member of selection committee wants it. Read it carefully so that you can talk about the skills and the work experiences listed in it, because the greater chances are that the interviewer will pick up and the item from it and start the dialogue. Prepare for the most common question of the interview. Prepare for the most common question of the interview, like uh, where, why do you think you would be great for this job? Okay, and tell me about yourself. Where do you um, where do you see yourself in next 3 year or 5 years? These are some common questions nowadays, and you should prepare these questions before going to your interview. Collect information about the company. You should be well aware of the company profile and the nature of the job you have applied for. If an opportunity arises, make a positive comment about the company and raise some intelligent question. Prepare for the salary expectation question and negotiate. Never ever tell your salary like just a number. If you are expecting if you are expecting a salary of 60,000, okay, in starting, if you're expecting a salary of 60,000, you just don't just put that number in front of them. They will ask you what are your expectations from salary. You have to give a range of expectation. You just don't say like 60K is my expectation. You will provide a range. 55K to 65K. 55K to 65K is my range for the salary expectations. Okay. If actual salary was not mentioned in the advertisement, there will be no question. What are your expectation about the salary? Try to be realistic while replying. You should not ask more or you should not ask less for your job. Prepare your travel arrangements. There is normally anxiety about the job interview for many reasons. Reaching the interview venue well in time may be another cause of worry, particularly if it is an unfamiliar place or even if an entirely new city. To avoid becoming too anxious, prepare your travel plans in advance. It is very helpful if you can visit the place on preceding day to get familiar with the route and the travel time. Be aware of the day's main news. You should be aware of that day's main news in leading newspaper. Furthermore, check Google News for the latest news from and about the organization, such as new product or service recently launched, a new plant opened, a new CEO hired. Thank before leaving. Say a polite thank you before leaving the place. If the interview offers, shake hand warmly. That is all. And with this line, your unit has been completed, and so your subject is. Your syllabus here for this subject is completed. So yes, if you have any questions related to this subject, you can ask me. We have got some time. Students, I'm asking again, if you have some question or some doubts related to this subject, please ask me. We have got some time. Or is it clear?
Of communicating.
Your voice is breaking, Abdul Ibrahim. Please write it down if you have any query. Whatever you are trying to say, please write it down. Please turn off your mic. And in the meantime, other students, please turn on your cameras. Abdul Ibrahim, please turn off your mic. I'm repeating it again. The purpose of communication. It is from the first unit, I guess. The purpose of communication. The first and main purpose of the communication is to transfer the ideas and thoughts. All these things are the purpose of communication. Transfer the ideas, thoughts, and the things, your feelings, your emotions from one person to other person. That is the main purpose of communication. Please turn on your mic for the attendance. Sorry, turn off your cameras for the attendance. Any other question? All at once? Please, other students, turn on your camera. Other students, I'm asking something. Please turn on your camera so that I can take attendance. Otherwise, I'm going to take it as it is. Okay. Yes, it's taken. You can turn off your cameras. Attendance is done. Yes, anything else you want to ask?
Yes, ma'am. I have
Other,
a
other
question.
than the process, purpose of communication, uh, like it boosts motivation, it promotes motivation in the employees, it helps us to communicate, to convey our messages, it helps in decision making as well. If you have other questions, related questions, please write it down and turn off your mics. And I'm repeating it again. In next class, please drop a message to your group. In next class of this subject, we will be doing financial accounting. If we are having a class for this subject, we will be doing financial accounting. We will be covering the syllabus of financial accounting of this subject's class. Okay, because the syllabus of this subject has been completed today. I'm waiting for your queries. Precise means short, in short form. In short form. Like you need to uh, write application, or you need to provide a notice to other persons in a business organization in precise form only. You should not write 3 to 4 pages long messages or notice or letters or applications to your employees. The information you are providing to other person should be in precise form or in short form. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, I don't think so. We have any further questions for this subject. And thank you for you guys for your cooperation for this subject. Today we have completed the syllabus of the subject. I hope you understand all of the subject, all of the study material. Problems in writing a precise. Problems in writing a precise. Means you have a problem in writing in precise form, in short forms. Am I getting this thing clearly? Okay, precise. The speech is short form. The speech is short form, which we write. It is a written text. Yes, it is a written text, which we write during a speech. Which we write during a speech, word to word. It is a written text that contains only the important point of the speech, important points of the meeting. And the problems in writing processes, like it is difficult to get straight on the facts, to write facts. If a person is speaking or giving a speech and we do not know if he or she have checked the fact, we just write it down. So the first problem is we need to check the facts first.
All right.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. Yeah.
I think there is network issue.
Your voice is not clear, Abdul Ibrahim. Your voice is not so clear. Please write it down if you have any kind of query. Please write it down. writing something, Abdul Ibrahim? I'm waiting. Are you writing something or not? Okay. Okay, so here we will conclude this class. Here we are concluding this class.
Ma, I have
Thanks
a
for your
question.
cooperation. Yes.
My question is regarding our upcoming exams. So lately, I saw a timetable online, and I saw one of your courses, financial accounting, on the timetable. Is it the exam meant for us, or is it for other sets, not for us?
The financial accounting subject you have seen. Have you guys get an schedule for exams?
As in, we haven't heard any notification about exams. I've been seeing timetables flying around.
Okay, okay. For this exam thing, I have provided you a mail. I have provided you a mail before. You just keep writing to that mail. You will get a response back from that mail only.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you guys for being such a cooperation. Bye bye. I'm concluding this class. We will meet this Saturday. Bye.
All right, man.